Hello everyone. This week we are going to talk about some tools in Grasshopper based on our last project. Let's open our last project. Select all objects. Go to Layers tab. Right-click Layer 2. Change object layer. Let's rename Layer 2. Facade 1. And turn off the Facade 1 layer. Go to Launch Grasshopper. Turn off this page. Go down File to open Document. Let's change the perspective view to shaded. Now our windows look like this. We have a base in Rhino, and we have some code in Grasshopper. Next, we are going to make connection between the Rhino file and the Grasshopper code. Create a line in Rhino. Click vertical. Start it at end point at the bottom of the base. End it at the end point at the top of the base. Move Grasshopper canvas this way. We can move it by right-clicking and holding. Right-click the curve container. Set one curve. Select the line. Nothing shows up now, because we turned off all previews when we work at the end of project 2. So we need to come here, click the half green button to turn on the preview. Here they are. Zoom out a little bit in Grasshopper. Select these objects. Delete them. And turn off the extrusions. These ones and these ones. So no extrusion can be seen in Rhino. First, we want to talk about relative item. Move canvas this way to relative item. This one. Last time, we covered how to write a code to create a relative path in the offset. Right-click offset, set text. Here is the code. The code has two sections. The first section is about the groups. Class 1 means each point is going to go to the next group. For example, if we have a point here, it's going to go up one group. If we tap class 2, the point is going to go up two groups. If we tap class 3, the point is going to go up three groups. We can also use the negative value. If we tap -1, the point is going to go down one group. If we tap -2, the point is going to go down two groups. The second section is about the indexes. 0 means each point is going to stay at the same index. If we tap +1, it's going to go up one index. If we tap -1, it is going to go down one index. Since the original points are here, going up means going right, and going down means going left. Let's try +1, +1. Click the green button. See the update in Rhino. Each point goes up one group and up one index. And then let's try +1, -1. Click the green button. So each point goes up one group and down one index. There is another way to set up the offset. In the side text, click the green button. Double-click on the canvas. Type panel. Enter. Double-click on the panel. Type the code. Click on the canvas and plug it into the offset. Click the update here. If we want to change the code, double-click on the panel again. Let's see -1. Click on the canvas. See? We may put our mouse on the red path or red items. A small window shows up and tells us it is failed. That means when we reach this point, it is going to be ignored, since it doesn't have next group or index. Let's duplicate this object. Double-click on the panel, change it to +1. We get a facade like this. Next, we are going to make the horizontal lines disappear. Move the canvas this way to line SDL. Select it. Right-click on the canvas. Preview off. And then turn on the extrusions. Those extrusions are missing. So, holding Shift key, plug this line into the base here. For plugging this one, we have to hold Shift key, otherwise it doesn't work. See? So, holding Shift key. Next, we are going to talk about Evaluate Curve 2. Move the canvas this way to the first Divide Curve object. This one. Last week, we used this tool to divide the line into even dimensions. This week, we are going to use the Evaluate Curve 2 to create uneven dimensions. Go to Curve tab, Evaluate Curve. Drop it here. We can control the dimension through this tool. Delete the Divide Curve object and the number slider. Plug the curve container to the curve. Right-click the curve container. Reparameterize. The domain of the line can be 0 to something, maybe 10, maybe 20. But when we reparameterize it, the domain of the line is going to be from 0 to 1. Now we want to use a range. Double-click on the canvas, type range. Plug the range into the parameter. Put our mouse on the domain. We can see the value is from 0 to 1. Give a value to the steps. Double-click on the canvas. Type 10 to 30. Enter. Plug it into the steps. And then we are going to use a graph mapper to control the points. Double-click on the canvas. Type graph mapper. Plug it into the parameter and connect these two. Right-click on the graph mapper. Graph tabs. Let's use Bezier. Hold the little thing here. We can control the distribution. See? Now let's plug the point of divided curve into the start of line SDL. We will get something like this. See? Next, we are going to talk about 3D rotation. We want to rotate these lines to this side of the building. Move the canvas a little bit this way. Double-click on the canvas. Type Rotate 3D. This one. The geometry we want to rotate is these lines. Plug it into the geometry. The center of the rotation will be the end of these lines. For doing that, we can go to Curve tab and use Point on Curve. Drop it here. Plug it into the center here. And connect it to the line SDL. Plug it to 0. Since we want to rotate the lines along this one, we should use that direction. Plug it into the axis. And then we need to set up angle. Generally angle in radians, but we are going to use a degree. So right-click angle, degrees. Give it a value. Let's use 90. Hold Shift key and plug the geometry into the base of the extrude object. See, we get this facade. And then plug this line into geometry of Rotate 3D. Now, duplicate these 4 objects. Set this value to 1. We get the lines here. Go to top view in Rhino. We need to change the direction of the lines. Double-click on the canvas in Grasshopper. Type negative. Put it between the angle and the numbers ladder. And then hold Shift key and plug the geometry into the base of the extrude object. See? Now we get 3 facades of the building. Next, we are going to copy this facade to here. For copying it, we can use the Move tool. Double-click on the canvas, type Move. The geometry we want to copy is this line and this line. Plug the line into the geometry. Hold Shift key, plug this one. We want to copy these ones to here. That's Y direction. Give a value to it. 65. See, we got something here. Select it to 61. Plug the geometry into the base of the extrude object. Now we get both sides of the building. Go back to perspective view in Rhino. See? This time, if we bake the final extrusion, we will get the full facades. Right-click the final extrusion in Grasshopper. Bake. OK. Come here. Click the half green button to turn off the preview. Change the perspective view in Rhino to rendered. Here's our building. Hopefully it's helpful. See you next time.